Does Gen Z prioritize a work-life balance? Let's find out. In this video, we're going to talk about if Gen Z does or does not prioritize work-life balance. We'll also dig into what work-life balance means to them, and I'll give you some tips on how to handle it when Gen Z team members disengage from their job. By the end of this video, you're going to be ready to lead your Gen Z team members in ways that balance the work you need from them with the life they want to get from their work. Let's answer the question. Does Gen Z prioritize a work-life balance? Well, some do, some don't. It varies. Whenever you're asking a question like this, it's important to understand no one group is just one thing. And that's especially true for Gen Z. But to really understand the answer to this question, you got to dig under the hood of their relationship with employment to find out why they would or would not prioritize work-life balance and what work-life balance means to them at this point in their growth journey. So, the why is the key. The why is the unlock, and the why is found in understanding Gen Z's relationship with employment. And the core of that relationship, that North Star for them, is safety. They want to know that they can be safe now and long into the future. Psychologically safe, financially and physically safe. And sort of their code of their approach to employment is that when I feel safe, you will have access to the best I have to offer you. That's why they so often ask their leaders for accommodations for their sense of safety, particularly psychological safety. Now, so far with Gen Z, because remember, they're still relatively young today, they're still becoming what they are, and they will be all the way until the year 2035. But really, the core of what we know so far is they show two pathways of pursuing that sense of safety. One is capitalism. They are looking to amass wealth, and they are dedicated, focused employees that want to make as much as quickly as they can so they can feel safe about navigating an uncertain future in an uncertain world. The other primary way we've seen Gen Zers approach this sense of safety is sort of like, well, I'm just trying to get what I need for life while I can because who knows how long I'm going to be able to live. It's like this general nihilism. And for most of the Gen Zers I talk to, that sense of who knows how long I have left to enjoy life, that is tied to concerns about climate change and how long planet Earth will be inhabitable. Many Gen Zers I talk to genuinely believe that the Earth will not outlive them. And so that deeply informs their sense of what matters and how much work matters. Now, for those of you watching, you might be thinking, I don't believe in climate change. But whatever your personal opinion on this is, it is something that is informing how many Gen Zers make decisions about what work they bring to you every day. And so it needs to be taken seriously when you're coming from their point of view. I asked one Gen Zer one time, who shared this nihilism, how does it impact the way you show up at work every day? And she flat out said, well, I'm just working to get whatever I can get to enjoy life while I have it. So it doesn't really bother me if I'm 5 minutes late to your meeting. Doesn't really bother me if there's a couple errors in the spreadsheet that I send to you. Now, that is not the greatest thing to hear from an employee. That doesn't mean that employee can't care about those things. It's just that you're not relating to her core concerns and you're not on a pathway to get her best work from her. So now, after you understand some of the core elements of their relationship with employment, the best thing you can do is accept it. That's their human nature. You can fight it, but you're not going to win. Find a way to work with it. Use it as a current that guides you along. It'll be the greatest source of momentum you can find in really driving performance from Gen Zers by relating well to their desires about work-life balance. Now also, in what I said, capitalism, nihilism, neither of those really suggests that Gen Zers aren't looking to work hard. It just means that the source of their motivation is connected to their sense of safety. And that's what you want to tap into, especially if you need to push them to work harder for your organization. The reason why understanding the relationship with employment and accepting it as a starting point is so helpful is because that relationship with employment is going to unlock for you the reasons why they work. And I promise you, the reason why they work is not to make your company successful. At least that's not the main reason. That's not what they want most. They probably care greatly about making your organization successful, but what they want most is to get the life they want from the work they give. That's true for Gen Zers. It's also true for all of us, right? And why wouldn't it be true? Again, it's a piece of human nature that we can work with. So when you accept that fact and you find insight within their need for a sense of safety as a source of motivators, you have a lot to work with when it comes to driving their performance forward. Now, a critical component to understand about Gen Zers as well. They are highly principled, they have extremely strong senses of values, and they do not feel the need to play along when they do not trust or believe in what you're doing or the direction that you're leading them in. You can't expect that from them, and it's not just related to their youth or a flaw of their character. It is a fact of who they are. And so you need to understand that if you're going to come to them and demand that they adjust their work-life balance to accommodate the needs of your business, you're going to need to come with a pretty clear business case, a pretty clear sense of rationale that they can understand. Because if you come to them with vibes or just with commands, you cannot count on the fact that they're going to comply and do what you want them to do. If you found this topic interesting, there's another video that I think you might want to dig into. You can click on the link in the description of this video. It's going to take you to my video on Is Gen Z the hardest working generation? Really interesting, provocative question, and in that video I give you a lot of tactics and insights to more effectively lead your Generation Z employees and get great results with them for your business.